guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Benanin, and for today's video we are going to be talking about my 1-year journey with Tretinoin. I've been using the Tretinoin cream that I got from my dermatologist. It is a 1%, not 1%, that's really high. It is a 0.1% prescription. So I will be inserting pictures of what my skin has looked like in the last year. Keep in mind that the lighting will change, obviously, depending on where I've taken the picture, and sometimes my skin looks better in different lightings. So you will see how my skin changed from this to this. So before we start, let me give you a quick close-up. This is my skin today. All I have on is a sunscreen, moisturizer. That's it. I'm actually pretty happy with how my skin looks. Like, look at my forehead. Wow. Alright, so now I'm going to kind of walk you through my journey. We're going to start on month 1. During the first month, I only use Tretinoin 1 time a week, and that's what my dermatologist recommended. I know some people can tolerate a little bit better, but I have very sensitive skin, like I said, so we wanted to really build. So for the first month, I just used it once a week, and you guys will see I definitely have way more hyperpigmentation, especially around my cheeks, way more breakouts, I guess, than I do now, and you can just see overall the texture on my skin is a lot more. And then I used it for a month, and then a lot of people say that they experience a lot of like peeling on their skin when they first start. I didn't really have that. I only had it around my mouth area, and that was when I wasn't layering like Vaseline there to protect the skin, and pretty much everywhere else I didn't experience like drastic peeling like I've seen a lot of people do, which I'm grateful for. It's fine. I feel like I was purging during month 2 as well, where I had a lot of cystic acne, and it was a lot, and a lot of hyperpigmentation as well, but it started to clear up slightly. I feel like you can really see the change in my forehead as far as when I'm talking about the texture of my skin, and then the acne was really focused on my cheeks. I think month 2 was when I started to use it twice a week now. I feel like I saw the most change by like July of last year. By this time, I had upped my dosage, I guess, to using it 3 times a week. So you guys see, I went really slow. Literally, it took me a month each time to add an extra day. So by here, I was using it 3 times a week, and I feel like the purging was kind of subsiding a bit. I still had a lot of texture on my forehead, and some hyperpigmentation and scarring, but my actual breakouts like greatly reduced that month. I don't know what was going on, but I wasn't getting those giant like welts that I was having before. I think actually in August is when I started to see like the Tretinoin glow, you know, that people talk about, where your skin just starts feeling a little bit smoother and it starts just glowing for no reason, even with like no products. So I was experiencing some of that. I still had a little bit of breakouts on my forehead, but you could definitely see the glow popping through. And then by like August, September, I think that was really when my skin like settled in. I wasn't experiencing like the big welts from the purging anymore. And I was definitely glowing here. Like you could see I still had some hyperpigmentation a little bit, but it wasn't like crazy. I was able to like go out without putting makeup or concealer on and feeling confident. I was really glowing last summer by the end of it. I was struggling in the middle, but by the fall time, I really was only getting acne around the time of my month or like right before it. So it was definitely still the hormonal acne, but it wasn't like the extra acne that I was experiencing before. December, now we were in like the thick of winter where it was very cold and very dry, so my skin started to become more dry, which is weird for me because I have very oily skin. So I think the Tretinoin definitely helped me with the amount of oil production I was getting. It helped to tame that, but it made the areas that I wasn't as oily a little bit more dry. And then in the last month or 2, I've really seen a difference as far as texture for sure. Before I was seeing it mostly on my forehead, and now I'm seeing it even on my cheeks and my chin, basically everywhere. Like I said, I'm still dealing with the hormonal acne, but it's very minor. It's like a couple spots here and there, and I can't even really complain. And I feel like those spots don't last as long as they used to as well, so I will take that. With using Tretinoin, I've noticed that the amount of acne that I have has greatly reduce. As you guys will see from my before pictures, my acne was everywhere. And now I really only get acne during my time of the month, or if I change my sunscreen and I have a reaction to that. And the acne that I'm having now is really only like here around my cheeks, and that's it, and then it clears up pretty quickly. So as far as how I apply the tretinoin, I use a very tiny pea size amount, and when they say pea size, they mean pea size. Do not use anything more than that. I started out using the sandwich method, and I still use it now. That's what my dermatologist recommended, especially because I have sensitive skin, and that really helped me with reducing the amount of like side effects or like irritation that I was getting from my skin. I use a very gentle cleanser. I used to be the type of person that used like really strong cleansers with actives in it, like a benzoyl peroxide wash or something like that, or salicylic acid, and my skin just can't tolerate it anymore with the tretinoin. So I use a very gentle cleanser. I believe I was using the CereVe cleanser for most of the year, and then I recently switched to the Vanicream cleanser. They're both very gentle cleansers to use on your skin. So I use that, and then I put on my moisturizer on damp skin still, and then I let my face dry completely. This is a really important step because you do not want to put tretinoin on when you still have liquid or like water on your face. And then I go in, once that's dried, I put on the tretinoin in a very thin layer. I pretty much avoid my eyes and my like getting really close to the corners of my mouth. I've just have very sensitive thinner skin there for some reason, and throughout this whole year I found that I haven't been able to build up to that yet. First started, I used to use Vaseline for the corners of my eyes and the corners of my mouth and the corners of my nose because that's where I found I was the most irritated. I don't really necessarily need this anymore, but if you are still struggling with irritations in those areas, I would recommend putting a thin layer of Vaseline just to have a little bit of a barrier, and then put the tretinoin on top of it. And then I wait a little bit with the tretinoin on, and then I put another layer of a gentle moisturizer on top. Using this sandwich method has literally saved my skin. When I first started, I thought, oh, that's not really necessary, even though my dermatologist recommended it to me, and I just put it straight on my face, and absolutely not. That works for some people. For my skin, she's like, no, you need to chill and give me some layers. So I do that, and that's basically it for my skincare routine. This entire year, I've kept my routine very simple. Cleanser, moisturizer, tretinoin, another moisturizer, and that's it. In the daytime, I use cleanser, moisturizer, and make sure you're wearing sunscreen every single day. You should wear sunscreen in general. You guys know this if you've been watching my channel. You should wear sunscreen every single day, but if you are using tretinoin, it is especially important to wear sunscreen. I found that my skin was just a little bit more sensitive as far as hyperpigmentation. So if I skipped sunscreen and I was out in the sun, I know that my dark spots would like be extra dark, and they will take a while to get rid of them. So make sure you're wearing a sunscreen if you're using a tretinoin. I have lots of sunscreen reviews on my channel if you want to find some that work for like oily skin, for dry skin, for deeper complexions. All those videos are on my channel. I will link like a playlist down below if you want. I think that's it for today's video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I will try my best to answer them. You guys know I'm not a dermatologist. I'm not an esthetician. I'm just a consumer, so I can try to answer the questions for you, and if I don't have an answer, I can I'll probably just tell you to talk to your dermatologist or like try to link other videos. If you have tried tretinoin and you loved it and you're like, holy grail forever, that's kind of how I am. Let me know if you tried it and you were like, it just didn't work for me and I don't get why everybody loves it. Also let us know. And I feel like not every product is going to work for everyone. Tretinoin definitely has a lot of great benefits, but there is for sure like a learning curve with it, and it takes time and patience. I plan on continuing to use it, and I know that the changes that I will see even in the next year might look a little bit different than I'm experiencing right now. So share all your thoughts in the comments, and that'll be all for today's video. I will see you guys all in the next one. Bye!